Welcome, everyone. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the CPG world.
That's right.
We're looking at some really sharp insights from Denise at C3 Centricity. Her latest blog post tackles capturing consumer loyalty for CPG brands, looking ahead to 2025 and well beyond.
And Denise really knows her stuff. She's a global expert, helps CPG companies grow using insight, innovation, inclusive leadership, the works. So her ideas are definitely worth paying attention to.
Absolutely. So, our mission today is basically to pull out the key strategies from her post, make them clear, actionable, especially for you CPG leaders listening. It's all about building those lasting consumer connections in, let's face it, a market that keeps changing.
And Denise really hits on a core challenge, especially for, say, mid-sized CPG companies. It's a tendency to be reactive, instead of getting ahead of consumer expectations.
Right, just playing catch up.
Exactly. And that's where her insights can really help shift that mindset, become more proactive.
And the central idea Denise brings up, it kind of sets the scene for why being proactive is so critical. Now,
Yep.
she points out, a great product. That's almost just the price of entry these days.
It really is.
What's really driving purchases now, and this is a huge number, 86%, according to McKinsey, is the overall experience.
Yeah, 86%. That's a stat that should make CPG leaders sit up and think, right.
Definitely.
It signals a need to maybe reevaluate where the focus is. Are you putting as much into the experience, the journey, as the product itself? That number suggests maybe the balance needs shifting.
It really hammers it home. It's not just what's in the package anymore. It's everything around it. The whole interaction, discovery, post-purchase, everything.
Precisely. And Denise also highlights that consumer values, they aren't static. They're intensifying. Things that were maybe secondary concerns a few years back, now they're often primary filters when people choose between brands.
Okay, so let's get into the core then. Denise outlines these key secrets for loyalty. The first one, experience as the ultimate differentiator. So the product alone, not enough anymore.
That's the gist of it. The balance has definitely tipped. You look at Forrester's research this year, 79% of people said they've actually abandoned a brand after a bad experience.
Wow.
Yeah, even if they liked the product itself.
Yeah.
That just shows how powerful the experience is. It can literally make or break the relationship.
79%?
Yeah.
That's huge. Denise uses some good examples here, doesn't she? Oatly and PepsiCo.
She does. Oatly, for example, they've been doing these immersive retail pop-ups. And they're not just, handing out samples.
Right, more involved.
Much more.
Right.
They create these really engaging spaces. Yes, you sample the product, but you also interact with digital stuff like AR visualizations showing the environmental benefits of plant-based. It connects on more levels than just taste.
That AR bit sounds really smart. You're not just telling them, you're letting them see it. And the results she mentions, a 42% jump in brand advocacy for first-time visitors.
Yeah.
That really shows it works.
Absolutely. It sticks with people. Then you've got PepsiCo and their personalized flavor lab. It's a direct-to-consumer thing.
Okay.
Customers can actually co-create custom flavors for drinks and snacks based on their own tastes, even nutritional goals. And it's not just a one-off gimmick. It's delivered via subscription with tailored content, too.
So it moves from novelty to an actual ongoing personalized relationship. That 78% renewal rate after the first year, that's pretty compelling.
It really is. It shows the power of making the experience deeply personal and relevant. And Denise's actionable point here is crucial for listeners. Map out that entire consumer journey.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Find the friction points, the annoying bits, but also, importantly, find those moments where you can create something memorable, something people might even share. Those emotional opportunities.
It still makes sense. Okay, the next secret Denise flags is radical transparency as table stakes. Feels like we've been hearing about transparency for a while, but this sounds more fundamental now.
It really is. It's shifted from a nice-to-have differentiator to a basic expectation. Edelman's Trust Barometer this year found, 92% of consumers actively look for info on sourcing, manufacturing, company values.
92%, almost everyone.
Exactly. It's not niche anymore. The days of keeping things vague or hidden, they're pretty much over.
So how are brands doing this well? Seventh generation comes up.
Right. Their ingredient stories initiative, they go way beyond just a list. They give each ingredient a sort of digital passport. Using blockchain, you can trace its journey, see real-time environmental metrics.
Blockchain for ingredients. That adds a serious layer of proof, doesn't it?
It does. That verifiable transparency really resonates, especially, as Denise knows, with millennials and Gen Z. They saw a 34% trust increase with those groups.
That's significant. And Impossible Foods.
They put a carbon footprint calculator right on the package, accessible via QR code. So right there in the store, you can scan it and see precise data, water saved, land use, emissions reduced compared to meat.
Putting data right in their hands at the decision point. And the impact.
A 28% rise in repeat buys among environmentally focused shoppers. Clear link between that transparency and loyalty.
Yeah, you can see it.
So Denise's advice is clear. Commit to real supply chain visibility. Don't just talk the talk. Implement actual programs. She even suggests looking into blockchain for that third-party verification, which adds a lot of credibility.
Got it. Okay, third secret. Hyper-personalization through predictive analytics. We hear personalization a lot, but adding predictive seems key here.
It is. The standard for personalization keeps going up. Accenture found 83% of consumers expect brands not just to know what they liked before, but to actually anticipate their future needs.
Wow, anticipate them before they even say it.
Sometimes, yeah, generic stuff like, the standard birthday email. It's just not cutting it anymore.
Okay, so it's about being smarter, more proactive with it.
Exactly. Look at Coca-Cola's predictive flavor platform. Their AI looks at tons of data weather, local events, past buying habits to suggest drinks via their app before you might even think of it. And they hit 67% accuracy pretty quickly. That shows the power of using data not just to look back, but to predict what someone might want next.
That's pretty sophisticated, like a personal beverage advisor.
Sort of. And then Unilever takes it maybe even a step further with their mood-matched product system. It's opt-in, but it links with wearables.
Wearables, like fitness trackers.
Exactly. To recommend personal care products based on your current biological markers, sleep quality, stress levels, things like that, it's personalization tied directly to your immediate state.
That's wild. Tailoring based on your mood or stress right now. And the results she mentions, 38% more engagement, 24% lift in cross-category sales, show it connects with people.
It really does. So Denise's strategic point is move past just reacting to old purchases. Invest in building predictive capabilities. Integrate diverse data, use advanced analytics, and try to anticipate those unspoken needs. That's where the delight comes in.
Right, anticipating needs. Okay, the fourth and final secret we're digging into. Purpose-driven commerce and measurable impact. Seems obvious consumers care about values, but the measurable part feels important.
It's crucial. Environmental, social responsibility, they're not optional extras anymore, they're fundamental. Nielsen IQ says 88% of consumers expect brands to show real, tangible progress on sustainability.
88%. So vague promises aren't enough.
Not at all. People want proof. Think about it. When products are similar in quality, what makes you choose one brand? Often it's the values, the impact it has.
True. So who's doing this well? Patagonia.
Yeah, their regenerative agriculture program is a great example. They're not just talking about it. They're actively helping mid-sized farms in their supply chain adopt practices that capture carbon. And crucially, they quantify the benefits. Using things like satellite imagery and getting independent third-party audits, that verification builds trust.
That third-party piece seems key for credibility, doesn't it?
Absolutely essential. And then there's Lush with their carbon positive by 2025 goal. It's a whole strategy, investing in regenerative projects, reporting transparently, getting verified. They've shown a huge, 65% carbon footprint cut since 2021.
That's demonstrable progress. It feels genuine.
Exactly. And consumers reward that commitment. So Denise's advice here is straightforward. Implement programs with measurable impact, report on it regularly, and partner with credible certification bodies to verify your claims. That builds real confidence.
Okay, so those four pillars, experience, transparency, hyper-personalization via prediction, and purpose with measurable impact, they really map out the path forward for CPG loyalty.
They do.
But Denise also gets practical, especially for those mid-sized CPGs listening. How do you actually do this stuff without massive resources?
Right, and that's super valuable. She knows the constraints. For AI consumer intelligence, for instance, she suggests a small, focused consumer signals team.
Yeah.
Their job. Weekly analysis of insights from social listening tools, looking for emerging trends. She even gives a budget guideline, maybe 2-3% of marketing spend for companies in the 5,250M range, starting with your key categories.
That feels manageable. And tracking trend anticipation rate as a success metric.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, measure if you're getting faster at spotting things. Then for agile product development, she talks about short sprints, like 30, 60, 90 days with clear goals. And creating a small innovation pod of 5-7 people who can make quick decisions.
Cutting through red tape?
Exactly. And start small, maybe with just one product line extension. Find the bottlenecks in your current process and swap out old stage gate reviews for continuous feedback.
Makes sense. Start simple, prove it works. What about co-creation? Sounds like it could get complicated.
She suggests a tiered approach. Start easy surveys, online forums, then maybe move to virtual focus groups, maybe even a core panel of consumers you work with closely.
Okay, levels of involvement.
Right. And use existing platforms first. Don't rush to build your own tech, but do get clear on IP protection and how you'll evaluate the ideas that come in. It makes co-creation much more accessible.
That tiered idea really helps. And finally, precision marketing, that contextual targeting.
Again, start with the basics. Email segmentation based on purchase history, browsing, what people tell you they like. Then layer in more context, seasonal trends, category triggers. Use modular content blocks so you can personalize more easily.
Build it up gradually.
Yes. And she stresses building internal capability, maybe develop a digital marketing maturity model for your team, invest in training them on using data and personalization tools effectively.
So start where you are, build skills, focus on measurable improvement. Denise also mentioned this shift from just insight to actual foresight.
Yeah, that's a crucial point for staying ahead in 2025. It's moving beyond just understanding what happened to predicting what will happen. Top companies are already using advanced analytics to anticipate consumer needs 12, even 18 months out.
That gives them a huge head start, doesn't it?
A massive first mover advantage. But here's the interesting part, Denise notes. This predictive capability. It's becoming more accessible.
Oh, how so?
Thanks to more readily available AI platforms and collaborative data ecosystems, it means mid-sized companies can actually start playing this game too. They can operate with more agility and deeper consumer understanding than maybe they thought possible.
So the tech is democratizing, in a way.
Exactly. Which levels the playing field somewhat. Her final thought really pulls it all together. Consumers see brands as partners now, not just sellers.
Right.
So by nailing those four things, experience, transparency, personalization, and real impact, CPG brands build the trust and loyalty they need to thrive.
And she really emphasizes the opportunity here for mid-sized players, the gap between what consumers expect now and what many brands deliver. That's where proactive, values-driven companies can win.
Absolutely. Bridging that gap isn't just about competitive edge. It's about helping shape where the whole industry goes.
Some really actionable stuff there from Denise at C3 Centricity. If you're leading a CPG brand and want to get deeper into these strategies for 2025, definitely subscribe to our channel for more deep dives like this.
And head over to c3centricity.com. Lots more ideas there. Plus, you can book a free business makeover session with Denise and her team. That's a great chance for some personalized advice.
Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. Of those four big secrets: experience, transparency, predictive personalization, or measurable purpose, which one offers the biggest, most immediate opportunity for your brand to deepen consumer connections and build that rock-solid loyalty? Food for thought as you plan ahead.